CBSColorado.com.
We have some weather to talk about. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Dave Aguilera is with us, and tomorrow going to be a First Alert weather day.
It is a First Alert weather day, and we've got a storm that's going to have like two faces. One side is going to be kind of easy and nice with maybe some rain, wet roads. The other is going to have some heavy snow. Depends where you live as to what you get. Let's jump into it right now. It's already starting to change out there. Look at the clouds that are pulling in over Lyman, moving towards Denver. We had a high of 49 degrees today with that sunshine. What a spectacular day. But believe it or not, those clouds are all part of this system coming in. It's already snowing in the Sangre de Cristos, the San Juans over here. The low is just south of the Four Corners here, and that's the next big thing, snow and rain coming in. Now, it's not a solid mass of water or anything like that. In fact, if you look in Arizona, you see it's very broken up, so there's not a ton of moisture with this, but once it does pull into Texas, it's going to pull in some Gulf moisture, and that's the reason we're expecting a little more snow right against the front range. So let's follow this thing. It'll move across Albuquerque tonight and then into southeastern Colorado. Once it gets over the panhandle of Oklahoma, we get that moisture flow back. This is 6 o'clock in the morning, snowing on the I-25 corridor here. And throughout the morning, we're going to get these bands of snow coming in to the area. And then by afternoon, it moves out. So it's a real quick mover for us, but it will pack quite a punch in the morning. So let's walk you through the timing on this. Snowing already down south. Here comes the snow around Lyman about 2 o'clock in the morning, starting to move back towards the Denver metro. If you're an early riser, 5 a.m., I don't think you'll have a huge problem. It'll start snowing, maybe a little bit of rain, some wet roads developing here. And then by 7, a little more snow developing around most of the area. But if you look here, the heavier snow is right around Aurora, DIA, pushing down to the Palmer Divide here. And I think that's where most of the accumulation will be. If you're along I-25 or back west, maybe a little rain mixed with snow, not much accumulation, and very minimal impact in the mountains at all. This is an eastern storm before it moves on out of here. All right, snowfall amounts. Here's what we're looking at now. And a lot of this can change because it's so warm out there, and it depends how far it gets into Denver, but this is the latest thinking on it here. For the city, about a ½ inch to an inch downtown. You get out into Aurora, Centennial, even down to Roxborough, maybe about 1 to 2 inches there. Castle Rock, Parker, Elizabeth, all the way down to Monument Hill. That area could wind up with about 4 to 8 inches of snow out that way. If we go into some of the neighborhoods of Aurora, Murphy Creek about 2 inches, Parkview down here about 4, Pride's Crossing about 3. Now, if that system comes in maybe 50 miles further west, these amounts will be higher, and that's entirely possible tomorrow. But right now, it looks like a couple of inches, maybe 1 to 3 out there in most of the Aurora neighborhoods. The highlight, though, is from Monument, Castle Rock, all the way up to Akron, down to Carville and Lyman here, about 2 to 8 inches. In this pocket here, that's where those heavy bands of snow will be popping tomorrow all the way through the afternoon. And in the southern mountains, 6 to 12 for some of the San Juans and about 4 to 9 for some of the Sangre de Cristo mountains as it moves through tonight. Overnight, not very cold. We'll be in the 20s tonight in the lower elevations, single digits and teens in some of the mountains. And then tomorrow, 40s and 30s across the state. That's why this is very hard to forecast, because it's going to be such a warm system. I think it's going to be more wet and sloppy than snow-packed and icy tomorrow. And then bam, Friday, Saturday, into the weekend, we are back into the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. A very nice recovery for Mr. Groundhog, who arrives on Sunday.
Oh, all right. We will prepare. Thank you, Dave.